Boy. Should be it should be a fun one then. Lots of funny games. I did I just load that or did I just empty that? I just loaded it. Okay. All right. Well, I'm the kind of high that I can't remember what I did 5 seconds ago, so that's a good start.
I
Yeah,
feel you.
ready to rock this shit or what?
Let's do it.
All
Yeah, I'm good to
right.
go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please sit back and enjoy because this is the Shedtime podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Shedtime. What is Shedtime, you ask? Well, it's code for the consumption of cannabis, but it's much more than that. Shedtime's a state of mind. It's art, it's music, it's cryptocurrency, technology, it's food, it's vaping. It can be whatever you want it to be, as long as you're not letting the bastards get you down, not being a dick, and making it fun. When you're in the shed, it's whatever your mind allows you to create. So now let's get to the Shedtime podcast.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and it is another fantastic episode of the Shed Time podcast. We are on another Shed-tastic voyage with y'all, and you know what, dude? I got a Dynavap loaded up. I think I need to heat this guy up and get into it. And I know, James, you were smashing some bags of this OG earlier, and those were some pretty milky fucking bags, bro.
I ended up getting 5 bags out of that
What?
hole.
5 bags?
Yeah, dude, and they're all pretty fucking milky, to be completely honest with
Don't
you.
you only normally get like 3?
No, I'll get like 4, but usually the 4th one's kind of like, you could tell it's like about done. You know what I mean? It's not as milky as the 3rd or the 2nd bag. But dude, the 4th bag was still like, I couldn't even see through the bag really. It's pretty gnarly, dude. And it was pretty tasty. And bro, if I could get every bag to hit like the 3rd bag did out of that one, I would be in heaven. It was the best volcano bag experience I've had in a while.
I'll say this: you looked like you dropped a gnarly dab. Like that
I
was
felt like I was
the
taking bong rips, dude, because like I was even like the vapor that was coming out of my mouth, because sometimes when you like hit the volcano and then you fucking inhale it and then you let it out, it slightly dissipates a little bit. It's not quite as thick. I was still letting out milky clouds, bro, like on the exhale, and I was like, dude, this is some thick stuff right here.
If I could only replicate this every time.
Yeah.
yeah, man. It's it's a thing, right? Like there's a balancing act you play when you use a dry herb vape, and when you get everything in the stars and the sun and the moon align just right. Oh God, what an experience!
Now I'm gonna take a dab and just go to space.
Dude,
I
that's just living,
But
baby.
side note though, I did just ingest the most delicious toast I've had in a long time.
What'd you
oh
put on that toast?
My new favorite like preserve combination is boysenberry red currant.
Oh, yeah, I'm down.
Bro, if I could get that in a vape juice, Chris,
Yeah,
just
maybe. I don't know.
just throwing it out there. Dude, it's so good, bro. It's like
bro.
the red currant brings a little bit more tang to it, you know what I mean? But like the sweetness factor there's good. They blend together very nicely. I like
Y-
it. I like it
You're
a lot.
you're giving me an interesting idea, which is uh there's that there's that meatball recipe that a lot of people will
Oh,
do in
with
like a
grape
slow
jelly.
cooker.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder because like I've had it with red currant jelly instead of grape, and it's fantastic.
Is
I,
it?
won- I
I've never
wonder.
had that before. Yeah, yeah, no, sorry, I said that like kind of like, is it? But I meant it like, is it? Like I've never tried that
Like you never
before.
thought of it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I've
I
always had
hadn't.
like the meatballs with like some sort of like a wine sauce sometimes, or like I don't know.
Yeah,
I've
like
never
like
had it with that.
that whole like grape jelly barbecue thing that a lot of people will do. I love it. It's fantastic. And my father's wife would use red currant jelly instead of grape, and really fucking good. And so now it made me start thinking, what if you did that combo, the red currant and boysenberry, as like a barbecue sauce? would that slap as much as I kind of think it might?
Why wouldn't it, bro?
You know?
Dude, I feel like there's so many like amazing concoctions that you can find, and especially with the internet. Like honestly, if I'm gonna cook something and I want to like do something a little bit different, sometimes like before I go grocery shopping, I'll just like look up a couple recipes online and just make them. Like that's how I first learned or first made, I guess it wasn't learning, but first made like biscuits and gravy, like sausage gravy, which I actually
Fire.
had this week,
Mhm.
and it was legit. But yeah, the first time I made it, I just Googled it. I was like, easy biscuits and gravy recipe, and it like showed me how to make homemade biscuits and the gravy.
Yes. Yes. I'll tell you
Yeah.
this, right? Uh, in this household, we are big fans of using bacon as well. And so we will chop bacon, and that way we have the bacon fat that's rendered in the bottom of the pan. We'll cook our sausage in that, and then we'll use that remaining fat to build our roux for the gravy.
Oh dang, bro.
Yes, sir. Let
Don't
me
mess
tell you.
around. Dude, I just got like that tube of like ground pork, like the tube,
Yep.
and that's what I got, dude. And I just like cooked it up real good. And then I just put in like 2.5 cups of milk and half a cup of flour, and then salt and pepper. That was it.
I'm
Like,
also
and
a
dude, it's
fan of
fire.
using like the little mini sausage patties and then chopping them into quarters and cooking that instead of the ground. So that way there's just something a little bit more on top of those chunks of bacon in there.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, like I've never had it with bacon. I feel like if you did maybe like your regular package of sausage and then maybe like half a little, yeah, maybe like half a pound of bacon, just chop it up
Nah,
real
just use the
small.
whole pound. Go big. More is more, baby. The
More is
beauty
more.
the beauty of that, right, is that like when you're left with all that extra gravy for leftovers, right? Because then like my brain gets turning and I'm like, ooh, all right, you ready for this? A biscuits and gravy version of a crunch wrap where we make like hash browns and put biscuits and gravy and egg inside of a tortilla and make a crunch wrap. Yep.
Man,
Or full on just smothered breakfast sandwiches. Or you
Yes.
take the biscuit the next morning, make a breakfast sandwich, and then you just pour the gravy on top of it.
Love that idea. Make like an eggs Benedict, but just use country gravy on top.
dude, I actually think that I might have a little bit left over in the fridge. It's only 3 days old. I don't think that it'd be bad.
Yeah, you should be good.
And maybe I'll just like have some scrambled eggs, which I normally wouldn't have, but I'll put that gravy on top.
Yeah, dude, make yourself
Just
some
not that
hash
much,
browns
just like a
too.
cup of the gravy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like crazy amount.
It's a banging combo.
Mix some hash browns in with it though, dude. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Banger.
I have like the hash browns though that are they already have like the peppers and onions already added in. So I'd have to
Oh,
like separate them.
no, that'd still be good, dude. Why not?
Okay, okay. I might even dabble with that.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
But dude, I
Just
actually
add a
looked up a
little.
recipe, just like on the note of looking up recipes recently, because my dad was making jam and he had like a whole lot of extra blueberries. I was like, yo, I'm gonna look up how to make blueberry syrup so we can like have it for pancakes.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay.
So I was looking it up a little bit and I found some. So I haven't actually put the plan into action yet, but yeah,
bro, I could go
I'm looking
for
forward
some
to it.
boysenberry syrup on a waffle right now, dude.
I love the idea of munchy plans. I was been watching a lot of this dude Sam the Cooking Guy, and he's got a whole series of like munchy videos because him and his kids are all stoners. They're all from Southern California, so plenty of access to weed there. And one of the ones I just saw the other night was a pizza that he made on a tortilla instead of a normal crust.
Oh yeah, dude, I've done that before.
And then instead of pepperoni, using hot dog.
Never done that before.
And
Yeah, I've never done
yeah,
that before.
what was interesting is that he made a valid point, which was that when you look at it, it looks like pepperoni. like he cut it nice and thin, so like it looked like pepperoni on top of a pizza. And he's like, if you didn't know better, your brain almost tricks you into thinking you're eating pepperoni.
Well, yeah, if you've ever had a fried hot dog, um, like the crispiness of a fried hot dog does actually get,
You
you know what I
you
mean?
should only fry hot dogs, let's be honest, or grill, but
Yeah, I like grilling or frying. Yeah, yeah.
boiled hot dogs is a sin.
Yeah, I'm not a
Baking,
fan.
baking is like
Wait,
not the
wait,
worst, but
baking? I've never heard of someone baking a hot dog. Are you serious? This is a thing?
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah. I've baked hot dogs.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Yeah, dude, I'll just like throw them in the oven at like 375 for like 7 minutes. They get like brown and start to blow up. Sometimes they'll split a little bit, and then you just eat them, bro. They're good. They're way better than a boiled hot dog.
I mean, I guess that's better than a microwave hot dog too.
Dude, let's be honest. Microwaved anything is not really all that great.
Fact. The microwave kind of freaks me out too, right? Because
It
like
does weird things to certain substances you put inside. Like you ever put like a sandwich or something in there and see what happens to the fucking bread, dude?
yeah, dude. Like
Or
the way
fucking
that
a French fry. What happens to a French fry when you microwave it? Why?
the way that a microwave irradiates food and affects food, it just freaks me out a little bit. I mean, we already know, and that there have been studies that show that certain foods, when microwaved, lose almost all nutritional value. For example, vegetables. When we've tried to cook them in a microwave, we boil out almost all nutritional value out of the vegetable. Never mind the fact that we as a human society need to stop microwaving things in plastic, because we're heating these plastics and we're causing these plastic chemicals to enter our foods too, which is, I mean, if you've ever reheated red sauce in a plastic container and then wondered why you could never get the red stain out of the container, there's part of your example of what's going on. It can't be good for us. We wonder why there are studies that are showing that they're finding microplastics in human blood now. Uh, it's can't be healthy.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. There's not much that you can even eat, drink, breathe, or whatever anymore without fucking some sort of risk.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy. The air we breathe is fucked. The water
Be
we drink
careful.
is
Yeah.
fucked. Not to get doom and gloom about it,
No, it's ridiculous, dude.
but it's crazy. Like it is.
And only the thing is like we can't ignore it because we're the ones that are doing it.
You're right. You're right. It's the thing that gets me when I think about this, because like at work, I have a lot of downtime where I'm just kind of able to sit there and read news articles, magazine articles, blogs, things like that. And the more and more I read these things and I think about it and I start seeing the different angles, I realize the problem is so big that it's not a one solution is going to make a difference. It's like
No,
it's all a million baby steps that all have to be made almost
globally.
simultaneously
Yeah.
and globally.
Yeah, because it's like if we're even if the United States or just North America and as a whole, including Mexico, Canada, and we all try to do whatever we can to leave zero carbon footprint or whatever, we're trying to achieve. That's not even going to touch what's happening in like countries like, India or China, these like super crazy populated countries that are, also contributing some of the most carbon emissions and effects to the overall climate. And it's
I think an interesting statistic about all that is that uh one of the biggest culprits is factory farming. That if we would just consume less and diversify our food, go back to eating in season and those sort of things, we could cut greenhouse gases significantly. But it's the fact that we have these like these farmhouses where we farm chickens that can't move in tiny pens by the millions, and all of the processing that has to get done to all of this between processing those chickens and bringing in feeds and all of that, it creates an massive amount of greenhouse gas. And if we just went back to the simple Joe farmer that grows, food in his community and provides his community food, we would
Well,
cut so much of that down.
or even these new like there's ways to go for to make your farm pretty much self-sustaining by making its own legitimate like ecosystem to where it thrives off of whatever you are growing on your property, because it whatever plants you are growing contribute to the soil, which is contributing to all these other different things. Like there's this guy, White Oak Pastures, I think it is. He's like one of those guys where he's actually completely reversed his carbon footprint on his land over the years by doing like this like self-sustaining farming techniques that are completely different from the factory farming that you're talking about, Sean, where it's like whatever he had, it's like he does things based off the season. He brings in different types of animals to contribute different types of things to the overall ecosystem to where it literally feeds itself, you know what I
Mhm,
mean? Instead
mhm.
of bringing in fertilizers and pesticides and all these other things to overall control the environment. He's just like letting it do its own thing. And dude, it's fucking crazy because like you could literally see the water runoff from his property compared to his neighbor's property, because they literally come out of the same area, and his water is completely like clear and clean, and then the water coming off of his neighbor's property is just, dude, the murkiest, darkest, dirtiest water, bro, and it's nutty.
It's crazy, and
So
where
it's
is that water
possible.
going? It's going right back
Yeah,
into the groundwater that we draw our drinking supply from.
exactly. So it's like there's ways to do it. It's just like it's not going to be like an instantaneous thing. It's taken him fucking years to achieve this, but you just, if we can get everybody to put the time and the work in to do it, and like you're saying, trying to go back to those ways where it's like you're literally letting the overall ecosystem of whatever farmland you're working do its thing, you know what I'm saying? And like you're saying, eat things that are in season, not trying to fucking force things to grow and
Yeah,
use
we
all
we
these
shouldn't
different
have
fucking.
strawberries year round in any grocery stores. You know what I mean? Like, we shouldn't have grapes year round. We shouldn't have
Yeah,
avocados year round. That's not normal. That is shipping things from all over the world into your supermarket, which is not only increasing, your carbon emissions in the world, but also increasing the cost, because it costs a lot more money to get an avocado from, South America than it does from California.
factory farming doesn't just go down to cattle farming or poultry farming or anything like you're saying. It even comes down to the vegetables and the greenery and like every other thing that they're doing, like taking up all this amount of land just to grow one thing of fucking kale.
Oh, I know you.
You
I
know
know
what I'm
you see it
saying?
dramatically out your way with like
Yeah,
the onion fields out your way and
and
stuff. Like,
everything, dude. But like that, the amount of space that you're taking up to grow one batch of kale or whatever, you could grow so many other things within this space. You know what I'm saying? Or like whatever. It's just
it
it's
kind of
crazy.
brings me back to when we had Burley Farmer on, and one of the big messages that he was trying to talk about is that we can all grow so much of our own produce very easily. And one of the things that he's, obviously doing as an initiative in his area has been to teach people how to take small plots of their own land and find ways to grow their own produce uh, all season long, and in some cases all year long, um, in order to make those impacts on our lives. And it's cool because at the end of the day, right, when you're growing your own food, you're helping your wallet for one, because you're not spending as much money. You're helping your environment because all of these foods, as they're growing, are producing positive effects on your local environment. Um, and if you do it in a natural and organic way, as far as, maintaining for pests and things like that, dude, you can do some pretty impactful things. I know my landlord, that's been a big focus for them down in Florida when they got down there, was to create small vertical planter systems so that they could grow a lot of their own food. Um, and it's kind of cool when you see these vertical planting systems and how they all work, because like you've got these big ass poles with strawberry shoots growing out of one, and then you've got another big ass pole and all of this lettuce and stuff growing out. Dude, you can stock yourself up, and in a climate like his you can grow it almost year round.
Dude,
You're
getting yourself a couple chickens, bro.
Yeah, now you got fresh eggs all the time. Let's
Just give them a
go.
little spot to run around, a little roost for them to fucking go to at night, dude. You're good to go. Make sure you don't have any like large animals that can,
I mean, I'm a
use
big
that.
fan of fresh eggs. What I'm saying? Big
You don't
fan
have
of the
to.
fresh eggs. So,
My mom
yeah.
and dad have been wanting to do that for fucking years, dude. But dude, the only thing about chickens, bro, is they smell bad, bro. Bad.
Yeah, the coop is not a pleasant thing. I remember growing up, a dude, this kid I was friends with, his
Get up,
stepdad
get down
raised
with the
turkeys.
chickens. Dude, I don't know why that just popped in my head right now, but I just turned down with the sickness to down with the chickens.
Hurry up and figure out how to get that into the meme cycle, because
That
with all the disturbed memes that have been happening lately,
get up, come on,
you're
Like
right
get
in
down
Disturb the
with
time.
the
band?
chickens.
Yeah.
Get up,
Get up,
come
come
Really?
on, get
down.
down with the chicken.
Oh,
Ah,
dude, I haven't even seen that. That's a
dude.
popular
No,
thing right now.
it's not a thing. I just made it up in my head right now.
Oh, then let's fucking get
That's
it
what I'm
rolling,
saying. We got to
dude.
get that into the
All
cycle
right.
right now. It's
At
the
least I
time.
think I made it up. Somebody else might have done it already, but it just popped into my head.
Dude, you should sell that to
Organically.
like Chick-fil-A or whatever.
Dude,
Just
they
be like,
wouldn't
yo,
be
I got this jingle. Put a
I
jingle
don't.
together. Be like,
I
I
don't
got
think
this
they
jingle.
do. They'd be down with disturbed song fronting their.
But you know who
Oh,
might?
just because of it being them.
KFC might be down.
I was gonna say Popeyes, because remember that they had the big push for a while with the cow trying to push everybody to eat chicken at
Well,
Popeyes.
that's now been taken by Chick-fil-A. That's
Oh,
their
really?
decision, yeah.
Those thieving, conniving bastards. Fuck
I think,
Chick-fil-A.
yeah.
Fuck Chick-fil-A. I'm just gonna say it again. Fuck Chick-fil-A. Food's not even that good.
Their chicken's like all right, but dude, it's so
Did it,
fucking weird. Like, who
dude,
puts
even hit a
pickles on
wing
that?
spot like Wingstop or like fucking Buffalo Wild Wings?
I mean, they're both okay. I don't know. They're like, I would rather eat wings at
I'm
Basil's.
oh yeah, for sure. But I'll
I've
probably
never
I'd go to Wingstop over Buffalo Wild Wings.
I've
too.
never had either, because I've never heard anything good about either.
Honestly,
Decent
from
for what
Buffalo
they're-
Wild Wings, the worst thing I've ever experienced is the service. And I've been to a couple of different ones, and it's just
Yeah.
like, I guess I'm just unlucky getting horrible
the
like
service and the
servers.
prices. The prices are pretty overpriced.
I
'Cause
I think
I was wanting wings the other night, and I was just looking at what I could get delivered, and I was like, dude, these are fucking expensive ass fucking wings, and they don't even like, from what I remember, they're not that great. So I don't feel like spending $13 on like a 6-piece or whatever.
Yeah, well, dude, even if you went in there and picked it up, it's like not like it's cheap either, man. Some of those
No,
places, man.
it would have been the same probably if I wouldn't have went in there, but even then I was just like, yeah, I'm good.
Like, dude, I was actually laughing today. So I went by a KFC and I haven't been there for like a minute on a Tuesday. And I remember when it first came out, it was like Toonie Tuesday. So you could get like 2 pieces of chicken and a fry for $2. And dude, now it's just 2 pieces of chicken for $2.99. So it's like it's cost 50% more and you get no fries.
Yeah.
Yep. We were talking about this at work the other day, where one of my buddies had to stop at BK. He was out with a family member. They've got 2 Whopper meals, $28 for 2 Whopper meals. They were going to a nice burger joint here in town for lunch, $16 per burger. And I was like,
Whoa. Does that come with fries and everything?
no,
Like a
it's
plate?
no, it's a legit burger by itself. But here's the
Dude,
thing.
that thing better be covered in just
for
everything,
that
man.
$16 burger, you got like a third pound handmade patty with like real like freshly ground beef. You got fresh toppings for whatever burger variety he got because they do all sorts of different weird toppings. And all of that fresh house made bun, the whole nine for $16. So you got like a top-notch restaurant quality burger for 16 bucks. And for what? 14? He got a shitty BK meal.
Yeah,
He
it's horrible.
You know what I mean? Like he was better off just spending the extra $2 and getting just the burger because he didn't need the fries in the first place, really, with as big of a burger as he got.
Honestly, I don't get fucking fries at half the spots I go to much anymore. I'll just like, I'll try to go like either dollar menu or value menu most of the time just because I'm cheap as shit. And I don't want to spend, like you're saying, Sean, like $16 on a meal half the time. So I'll go to like, sorry, I'm like super far from my mic too. So I'm going to get a little closer, get a little sultry on you. I usually will just get like, 2 double cheese, bro. Just give me 2 double cheese. It'd be like $6-7 and I'm out.
I say I can't do the fast food burger anymore. I have to go to like my
I only do it 'cause
fastest
it's the
food
only
is a
thing
Five
near
Guys
work.
now.
The only reason why I do is because it's the closest thing near work, and there's nothing. I really should just like make a lunch, but I'm lazy and I don't.
I've finally gotten better at that, and I've been making lunches for the last few weeks because I got tired of the same handful of options in town. And
Yeah, and like people that say they'll be like, oh, it's just almost costs as much money to eat at home as out. It's like, I don't know, man. Just after what you said, right? $14 for
Well,
a Big Mac
yeah,
meal.
it
You're saying
depends.
you can't make something for
Yeah,
$14? It's way better than that. Come
it
on.
depends on how much you're spending exactly. Because like, there's times where I'll go and get like a fucking meal at some spot and be like $17, and I'm just like, fuck, dude, I probably could have got enough to make like 3-4 meals. You know what I
Bro,
mean?
you
Or
probably could
like
have bought a pound of bacon, loaf of bread, like
that's
fucking
what I'm
pack
saying.
of
I could have
Kraft
got
singles, like
exactly. I could have got like enough to make like sandwiches for like a week. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, for about $20. Yeah, about $20. I bought 2 pounds of lunch meat, a big thing of sliced cheese, and a full loaf of bread. So I've got sandwiches for the entire week covered, on top of other things like cooking intentionally for leftovers. I'm
cooking
Yeah,
cooking
that's
in,
my thing
intentionally.
too.
There's like a plan for that, for real?
yeah, like I'm
Dude, that's
literally
actually kind of cool.
I'm cooking intentionally tonight as an example. Uh More chicken breasts than I will need for dinner tonight and way more rice than I will need so that I can intentionally have 2 extra meals for this week for lunch. So on top of being able to make cold sandwiches, I can bring a actual meal to work with me and heat it in the microwave if I want to. It's
Okay, no, I feel that.
like I totally get people who are into meal prepping in the sense of like I'm gonna cook everything I need for the week in one go and have it ready. For me, I was raised in a household that would cook with intentional leftovers in mind. That way we would have 1 or 2 servings left over in order to take for lunch.
Yeah, I don't know if
Um,
my mom intentionally did that growing up, but she would always cook for like an army. You know what I mean? Because like there was 5 of us in the house growing up, and there'd be times where my brother, growing up as a kid, he could eat 2 servings himself, no problem. You know what I mean? And there'd be times where I would eat, and then there's times where I'd eat like half. And then my sister, half the
mhm.
time she would just have a couple bites or, whatever it may be. So like there would always be leftovers. And even like now, there's not as many of us here at the house, but when my mom throws down, she throws down and there's like leftovers for like 2-3 days worth in the fridge. You know what I mean?
And but that's the thing, right? Is like as
We've
long
always
as
been a leftover
someone's
family.
planning to use it, it's a great thing. It
There,
makes
but
sense to do it.
I'm very particular with the types of things that I'll eat as leftovers, though. You know what I mean? Some things I'm just like, it's just not as good the second time around. You know what I mean? But there are some things that I fucking actually look forward to. Like, dude, spaghetti the next day toss
Do you
that shit
like
in like
use
a
a fry
frying.
pan?
Yeah, dude. Throw
Okay.
that shit in a fry pan with toss a little bit of extra cheese on there.
Well,
Let
and
it get all
that's
melty.
that's
Get
the
a little
thing too,
crispy
right?
from the frying pan. You know
You
what I
got to
mean? The
prep it
noodles
right.
have kind of soaked up into the or the sauce is soaked up into the noodle just that little bit. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, fuck yeah, that shit's delicious. Or like I'll fuck with like some enchiladas the next day. You know what I mean? Warm up a little bit of extra sauce to
Oh
pour on
yeah,
top of
or
it.
some
You know what I'm saying?
tamales.
Oh yeah,
Day
dude.
old tamales are fantastic.
Tamales you can eat for like a week. You know what I mean? Those are fucking solid.
Day old lasagna.
Yeah. Like any pasta dish, normally the
Yeah.
second day it's pretty good because it's had time.
Casseroles.
Certain casseroles, yeah. But like, I don't know, dude. There's some things that are just
Like
not.
obviously, like again though, it all comes down to proper preparation, right? Like
Yeah.
obviously, you don't want to microwave French fries, but if you
No,
got an
yeah,
air
I'm not.
fryer or you got a nice oven,
Okay,
then you
but
can.
I got a question then. Like let's say you got some McDonald's fries, right? You got like a box of McDonald's fries and you left it in the fridge in a bag. Okay. Then the next day you throw it in an air fryer. Like, are they not trash? Like, it's not like it saves them, right?
No, I won't eat French fries unless they're fresh.
I wouldn't eat fast food French fries reheated.
Well, are you making like homemade, like
If I
fresh
were
cut
to,
fries?
so like if I were to go to like a nice restaurant or like even some of the sports bars around here that
Like
have like a
like
decent
maybe like a
thicker
nice steak
fry,
fry. Yeah, like a nice
like
steak cut fry
Like a
where it's
thick,
like
like a
yeah,
thick,
not
yeah,
even like
okay, okay.
a steak fry per se, but something that's not something that's thicker
not
than a
shoestring,
shoestring. Yeah, you know what I mean.
or even like
Um,
a nice crinkle fry.
yeah, or a crinkle fry or a curly fry.
Something kind
Something
of
with a
like
Curly
little bit
fries. Let's
more
go.
substance to it than what a McDonald's or a typical fast food fry would have. I think an air fryer can bring them back to life, and I even think if you put a little bit of oil in the bottom of a frying pan
I was just gonna
and do like a
say.
little shallow fry to reheat them, that's a great option as well.
What I was gonna say is what you do is you chop them up and you turn them into like a home fry situation the next day for
Yes,
breakfast.
or
'Cause
not
we
even
used
just
to,
that, but you could do it in like a ground beef and have it be like
oh
a
yeah, like
chunked up potato
yeah,
in
like
your ground
it's
beef.
kind of like a hash situation.
Yeah, yeah. Um, which
Dude,
I
I'd
was,
put that with biscuits and gravy. I'd like
Yeah, dude.
put
Oh fuck
biscuits
yeah,
gravy
you
on
could throw
top of that.
that. Yeah, throw some potatoes in there. Fuck yeah, dude.
dude,
That'd
just
be
make a
fire,
biscuits and gravy poutine.
dude. Or
Oh,
just
legit.
throw it into like an omelet and pour the gravy on top, dude.
Dude, I might actually do that. I have another tube of that sausage meat. Like, I'm gonna give myself a bit of a break, but like, I mean, that's what I might use the next one for.
Yeah, just get some cheese curds and then pour that on top.
Oh yeah, there you go. On
A
top of some,
fucking
dude.
country gravy poutine.
Yeah, dude. Why not?
That would be so banging.
That'd
So
be
bang.
that'd be
Egg
awesome.
rolls. Put that shit in an egg roll wrapper.
Oh, dude, you should throw a little scrambled egg on top of those fries too before you put the
Yeah.
gravy on there. Make it like a full-on breakfast poutine.
Dude,
I'm into
honestly, like
all of
any kind
that.
of poutine, I'm good. I'm good with like you'd have to go extreme, and I'd be like, yeah, I don't think
I
so.
honestly
But
haven't had any other than like, maybe no, I haven't really had any, but
I had like a breakfast poutine at this restaurant once, and it was like basically like the cube ones that they deep fry, like the
Mhm.
cube home fries or
yeah,
whatever
yeah,
they
yeah,
call.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, home fries.
So they had those, and then they poured scrambled eggs on top, and then they actually put cheese, and then they actually put
Just brown gravy.
cheese, like a cheese
Oh, like a
curd
cheddar
on it.
cheese sauce or
No,
something?
cheese curd. No, it's cheese curd.
Okay.
Oh, curds.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was actually really good.
It
It
And the
was really
sounds
gravy
it.
good.
though?
Yeah, there's gravy, but it's brown gravy.
Oh, okay, the standard.
Yeah, like the standard French fry gravy. Yeah.
Yeah, so just switch that up and just put the country gravy instead, dude. Fire.
Fire. Yep. I've made a pizza with it
I've
once.
actually had something similar to that at IHOP before. Where it was like a loaded hash browns, where it was like
Mm.
that. It was like a home style fry with like chunks of sausage and other things with scrambled egg covered in country gravy. Similar to
sounds
like that
brilliant.
that country skillet I always tell you guys about from TNT's.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's got like a bed of hash browns covered with egg, covered with country gravy with sausage or bacon
See,
or whatever.
that makes me think that's what I'm fucking up. I don't own a cast iron skillet.
Oh man, they're worth like they'll be like 30, 40 bucks.
I know they're so.
Yeah,
I
but
own a
they're worth
cast
it.
iron griddle. I just don't have the skillet, and I need
Skillets
that
are
shit.
key, bro.
I need that shit because you know how many like there's chicken parm, perfect example. The fact that you can basically build it right in a cast iron and then throw that shit right in your oven, bake in that cheese on top, and then pull it right back out and serve it.
Yeah. You
Like,
don't even need a really big one either, dude. Just enough
Dude,
for
people
like
do that with
a single
cornbread.
serving. Get like 2 of them, one for you, one for Lizzie. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, a cornbread, personal
Dude, I'm pretty
cornbreads.
sure that they
Yeah,
make
dude.
cornbread. But dude, yeah, how you've been to restaurants where they have like the little personal skillet for everybody? Like, dude, you can get those. You
Yeah.
can make your own little like pot pie in there. You can
All
like
kinds of
Yeah,
stuff.
a
bro.
quiche, I guess, if you
If you're
want.
into
There's all
shepherd's
sorts of different
pie,
things.
little personal shepherd's pies.
Yeah, dude,
I
all
would.
that stuff.
You just got my brain going, right? Because you said cornbread. I'm imagining those little skillets, and you put sloppy Joe mix in the bottom, and then you put cornbread mix on top, and then bake that
Oh,
bitch.
dude, that could be
Oh,
that might
dang.
a cornbread sloppy Joe would be fire.
Yeah, because then you like if you wanted, you could take that, flip it upside down, and that way the sloppy Joe mix just covers the top of your cornbread, and you just cut into it and
Dude,
go.
I've never thought about cornbread sloppy Joes.
It
You
literally just hit me. I need to try
you
it.
just kind of blown my mind because that could be pretty fucking delicious, dude. Or, dude, what about just fucking putting just like a layer of some Hawaiian sweet rolls on
Well,
top?
you just read my mind. I was thinking like, what if you had a pan that fit the entire package of Hawaiian sweet rolls in it, right? You cut them open, put all your sloppy Joe mix in, a nice layer of shredded cheese, put the top of the buns back in, and then bake it. So that you've got these like little sliders, just like sweet, tangy, gooey,
Oh, dude, that'd be
crusty,
so fucking good, bro.
munchy goodness.
Sign me up.
I'm telling you, man, one of these days, everyone else is doing it right now on YouTube. Like, we need to go and sit down and come up with like an actual cookbook for these crazy ideas we've come up with. Because
The best thing
people,
about it is all of them are on record too, so we can always go back and listen through episodes to find the
yeah, bro.
recipes and then write them down again.
And that's the thing, right? It's like we take them down and then we go through, we get the actual like proper temperatures and bullshit to like make everything right, and then boom, we got a Shed Time podcast cookbook. All these stoner snacks and treats and weird ideas that we've talked about over the years. Because I know this, my wife just made she got the s'mores Lucky Charms and made cereal bars with those.
Dude, you know what my sister did the other day? She's not even a Shedhead at all. She doesn't partake, but she totally made a Shed Time meal. She made a grilled cheese, bro, with mac and cheese and meatloaf inside of it.
Bro.
I was like, what? I was like, why didn't I think of that? That sounds fucking delicious.
It's the best meatloaf sandwich ever.
Right? And dude, the cool thing, like her meatloaf's a slightly different take on like, everybody else's meatloaf that I've had because she's kind of got like a steak vibe to it.
Ooh.
She's a big A1 person. So she does like a mixture of like A1 and like ketchup sort of thing.
Nice.
And dude, it's pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because like my
I
brother, he kind of
dig
goes
it.
down the more like Italian route, so it's kind of almost like a
Got a
meatloaf
little bit
sort
more
of
of
thing.
that herbaceous note and
Yeah,
stuff.
like
Yeah, yeah.
Italian herbs and breadcrumbs and stuff in there. But dude, it's real good. But hers is like kind of got more of like a steak vibe, and I dig it.
I like the sound of that.
But yeah, dude, that sandwich just sounded good, bro.
I know I'm hearing that and it makes me think about there's a recipe out there for a mac and cheese filled meatloaf where like you make mac and
That would be
cheese
fire. Because
and
I
you
usually like a
stick it in the
nice
center.
mac and cheese to go along with meatloaf. You know what I mean? Like either like a baked mac and cheese or a real nice creamy mac and cheese.
Yes.
Dude, have you tried the
Yes.
new Kraft creamy, like extra creamy mac and cheese?
No.
It's like the box almost looks identical to the standard, Kraft. But dude, my sister got it this time around, and dude, I like it, bro. It's like extra, like kind of creamy and like cheesy, and dude, I dig it, bro.
This house is a homemade mac and cheese household. My wife is very strict about that. It's basically always homemade because I mean it's an easy enough thing to do, and it's something that she grew up with. So yeah, if we're eating mac and cheese around here, we do it from scratch.
Yeah, we
Do a lot
just
of things
because
like
we
that
were
from
just like,
scratch.
we just need something quick to grab to make real quick, along with some meatloaf. It's like, fuck it, let's just make some fucking good old KD.
I mean, I get it, man. Like chicken nuggets are always in my fridge. I can
Oh,
make
dude,
chicken
like,
nuggets easy, but it's easy enough to just buy some frozen chicken nugs, throw them in the air fryer, cook them up, make them crispy.
yeah, dude, some dino nuggies, bro. Fuck yeah.
Oh hell yeah, dino nuggies! And I don't buy the shitty ones from the freezer section. I buy the ones from the actual like chicken section that
There
like
you
come on
go.
the tray, like the nice ones that are just good quality breast meat. Yeah, we're serious about them dino nugs, man, for sure. And speaking of dino nuggets, I want to shout out the TikTok guy. Everybody, I'm sure, is familiar with him. Jordan the Stallion, president of the Fast Food Secrets Club. Um, there was recently a video he actually did where this chick was talking shit about her husband who was in his 30s, asking her to go get dino nuggets. And he was like, listen, as men, we don't grow up, we just grow old. And
Facts.
that is such an accurate statement
Facts.
because, dude, I still fucks with Dino
Eh,
Nuggets. I
Dude, if you
still
look,
listen to the same bands that were, my favorite bands in high school. Like,
Sean, if you were to look around my room
that
right now.
listen, just they can see it on camera for you. They can't see it for me. But I mean, I've
Just based off a couple posters that are behind me, you know what I mean? If you could only see like the shelves of other things that are surrounding this
it,
room,
it,
it's ridiculous.
exactly.
I'm in my 30s, bro, and I still have action figures, bro. It's shameful, but
Hey, man, my wife just bought me some new ones recently. She found some Simpsons Treehouse of Horror action figures, and she
nice.
was like, "You had to have them," so she just bought them for me. And like, they're quite literally, I can actually adjust the camera a little bit. That's them on the
Oh,
post,
nice.
all lined up. Just hanging out on display because that's the nerd that I am. I love me my Simpsons. I got my Simpsons Funkos. So I get it, man. I get it. And honestly,
Oh,
that's the fun of being a childless couple is that we have disposable income. We can do that.
dude, you know what I kind of want to do right now, Sean? Just because we're talking about snacks and stuff, and now that I know that one package has arrived and the other one should be arriving to Chris shortly, I kind of want to start scoping out already our next package, even though we haven't got into the first one yet.
I love that
Um,
idea. Because I will say, I am one normal version away. It was Jolly
yeah,
Ranchers, right?
yeah, Jolly
Yeah.
Ranchers, Nerds Clusters, Fruit Roll-Ups, and Skittles.
The one I thought I was gonna have the most trouble with was the Nerds clusters. Those I
Dude, they're
found.
everywhere now. They're
Yeah.
everywhere now.
But now finding like I just wanted to grab like a small bag, not one of these like 1 pound bags. That right now is my biggest challenge for the Jolly
Yeah,
Rancher.
you're gonna have to try to like go to like a gas station or something, maybe.
No, I'm probably just gonna buy the peg bag.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
just
Yeah.
that's probably about the smallest bag you're probably gonna be able to find
Yeah,
nowadays.
because like my wife loves Jolly Ranchers, so
If not, take them to work and be like, "Hey, y'all like
yeah,
these?"
they're not gonna go to waste in my house. None
Dude,
of this is gonna go to waste.
I literally have a big ass bag of Jolly Ranchers in my toolbox at work because every now and then, I just want, something to just, boost the energy a little bit.
I get you. I have it's called Indulgent Trail Mix that's in my work drawer right now, actually, and it's like almonds, cashews, peanuts, peanut butter chips, white chocolate chips, dark chocolate chunks, and then I think it's dried cranberries and golden raisins all mixed into this
All
trail
right.
mix.
So
So
this next time, let's do this. I'm gonna go freeze. I'm gonna change it to freeze dried chocolate.
and I've got some freeze dried fruit chilling in the work drawer because that's a weird experience, man.
All right.
Like
Let's. This place looks like they've got quite a selection here.
so yeah, just to refresh to the listeners, we did get the packages coming into the mailboxes now of our freeze dried fruit roll-ups, nerds, clusters, Skittles, and Jolly Ranchers. We will be dropping that segment in an episode in the not too distant future, the coming weeks, guys. And we intend to try both the original regular version and the freeze dried back to back so we can really have that compare and contrast. And I know I'm really excited because we've all tried the Skittles, obviously, so we know what we're getting into. But now having tried the freeze dried fruit, I'm really interested to see what other textures and changes occur.
All right. They. This place is. Should I screen share?
Yeah, let the people see.
All right, you guys can see this, right? This is just one site. They've got milk duds. Those look like caramel M&Ms. Those could be fire. Snickers. Twix.
The gummy bears, holy smokes, look what happened to them.
Oh yeah. Charleston Chew.
I'm very curious what happens with the Charleston Chew.
I've actually never had one, so. See what else? Rocky Road chocolate bar. This place doesn't really have that many. Let's see what else do we got from some other places. Maybe I should just do it this way. Go here. There's so many options, dudes.
Dude, what are those ones that like have the strawberries? Is that deep fried frozen strawberries or something?
That's definitely a
Freeze dried
chocolate.
milk chocolate.
It's probably something similar to this, just freeze dried.
Yeah,
Or
looks like
it's
a
probably like a freeze dried
fruit. And that's milk
strawberry. It's a
instead of
freeze dried
dark.
strawberry dunked in regular chocolate, is what it looks like.
which would be delicious and tart as hell.
Oh, Milky Ways.
Is that freeze dried cookie dough?
Where this?
Dude, I think we all know that that freeze dried chocolate caramel is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Like that's almost just going without saying. Like there's no way that that's not amazing. Look at that.
Yeah.
My mouth's like watering looking at that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I never even
Cho-
thought about those mints, like the chocolate mints.
Oh yeah, the like junior mint style.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Oh, that's probably what those are.
Yeah,
probably
that's got to be
juniors.
interesting as shit too.
The key is finding a shop that carries a good selection of stuff, because
Yeah,
that was what I was having a hard time with the first time.
That's why like this last shop we went to that had the little multi-pack like that was clutch.
All right, let me see. They were, I think it was, got to be on this page somewhere, because I don't remember how I found them. Oh, it might not be on this page. So I'm searching something different.
Dude, there's so many. Like so many.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing about this, right? Is like it's become a very popular trend, this whole freeze drying different snack foods. So, you know, everybody's out here trying it and trying to cash in on it. All of that. I know,
This
like,
place is called Astronaut Snacks or Astro Snacks.
Well, that makes sense. Because I would assume that once they get you know, put this way, like freeze dried, that they have an extended shelf life,
yeah. Well, that's when I tried
right?
freeze dried ice cream and shit as a kid. It was through the NASA, uh,
Did you go to
whatever you call
space
it.
camp?
No, so
Oh, I was like, yo,
I
if I just
have
find this out now, like
I have a
6 years goes by.
grandparent who lives in Texas, and she took me to the NASA
Yeah.
training facility that's in, I think it's in Houston.
Didn't have the best
Um,
selection there.
and so when we were there, one of the things that they had was a little gift pack you could purchase of all the little astronaut snacks. And so there was like a freeze-dried ice cream sandwich. There was a freeze-dried ice cream bar that was Neapolitan, and there were a couple other like freeze-dried snacks. I can't remember what they were offhand. But yeah, it was like astronaut ice cream is what it was considered. So I'm kind of
Was
not
this so
surprised.
creamy? Like, was this so creamy?
Yo, so the way I would describe it is if you've it was almost like eating those air puff popcorn or air puff like Cheeto puff type things, the way that like you bite into it and immediately dissolves in your mouth.
Yeah.
And yes, it did taste like ice cream. It was just like you would bite into it, it would immediately dissolve in your mouth, and
Alright.
then
I might have to just keep
that was
looking
it.
around because there's not
Dude, I
that
also
many.
love, James, that website has their own merch line.
Yeah.
Freeze dried USA. Come
Let's
on down, get a
go.
dad hat.
I'm gonna have to do some scoping again, I think. Because they've got like selections, but it's all like a mainly fruity stuff, and a lot of it's taffy. Oh, dude, hold on. This place has got freeze dried oatmeal cream pies, bro.
What?
That's like, yeah, I'm really unsure about like that, but I would try it obviously. But it's just like, man, that seems like it would be very, very weird to eat that freeze dried.
That might be banging though.
No, it could be quite good.
I just found one. They've got Cosmic Crunch, caramel peanut clusters, chocolate rolls.
Oh,
Is
so
this
it's little Debbie's
is
basically.
this the freeze dried candy store?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
looking at it right now myself.
And dude,
Cinnamon
it's just a
roll.
bunch of it's little sauce. Oh, little Debbie's, bro. The cosmic brownies. Fucking what?
Unicorn twist marshmallows, pickle saltwater taffy. All of this being freeze dried. Yo, this is crazy.
Dude, think about eating a freeze dried like cosmic brownie.
Boys, cookies and cream pie bites.
Okay.
I'm thinking it's like a normal cream pie. It's cookies and cream pie, freeze dried. I literally have a chocolate cream pie in my freezer right now, and I cannot fathom that being freeze dried. That's amazing.
Dude, the freeze dried Starburst.
Strawberry shortcake ice cream cones, key lime pie
Oh,
bites.
oh,
What?
dude, is there any like places that have the like savory ones?
Savory ones in what way?
Like savory, like they have like deep or freeze dried turkey and stuffing and stuff. Like, can you imagine eating freeze dried turkey?
Oh, dude,
Uh,
I think I might have found the
so
jackpot.
funny you say that. I just went and Googled freeze dried snacks, and one of the first things I found was carnivore snacks. It's, if I'm seeing this correctly, this might be freeze dried brisket as like a jerky. No, this can't be freeze dried. That'd be weird. A lot of weird freeze-dried fruits out there, though.
That's not super surprising, but when you say weird, I'm assuming you mean like ones you normally would never.
Yeah, like gooseberry
I feel like I've had gooseberry in something before.
or watermelon. Like,
Oh, that's strange.
yeah, like they're
Wonder what that would be like.
fruits I wouldn't think
Dude,
to
this place has
freeze
got
Freeze
dry.
dry?
freeze-dried Twinkies, bro.
Freeze-dried Twinkies? Let's go. I gotta know.
Freeze-dried dreamsicle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Freeze-dried zebra roll. What?
Oh, zebra cakes, bro. Let's get it.
I totally wanna try some Little Debbie's freeze-dried.
Oh, this place is sold out on everything now, dude. What the French toast?
I wanna know what a freeze-dried York peppermint patty is like. There's some really interesting ones out
Dude,
here.
this place has got freeze-dried Lucky Charms marshmallows, bro.
Aren't they already, like, freeze-dried, though?
I don't know, but I still want to try them.
Freeze-dried Werther's caramels? Oh, man. I got these Werther's caramel apple chews right now. I don't care if I'm snacking like an old man, they're amazing.
Looking at
Like,
all this candy is
so
making
good.
me want to eat candy.
I got one for you, Uncle Chris, you ready? Freeze-dried broccoli. It's a thing. I've also found freeze-dried pickle. I'm kind of amazed. Freeze-dried herring. Raw freeze-dried chicken heart. There's pretty much everything in this world has been freeze-dried, it looks like. Wow. Duck heart, bean sprouts. Yeah. People have freeze-dried it all.
Oh man, I've got the munchies so bad now, dude.
Dude, after just looking at Etsy and seeing all the things that are freeze-dried, first and foremost, I don't know how I feel about buying freeze-dried foods off of Etsy.
Eh,
It it weirds me out on the sense that, like, I don't know how it's being done, right? Like, I feel at least when I go to, freezedriedusa.com, I at least kind of feel like there's some semblance of, like, cleanliness going on. From Etsy, I get the impression like I might just be buying somebody's snacks that they're literally making in their dirty, disgusting kitchen.
do you have the box next to you, the one that I sent you, Sean? What was the name of that shop?
I don't. It's that's up in my kitchen right
Oh,
now.
here it is. I think I found it. Mystical Candy Factory. And this is like from a legit candy shop.
Yeah,
Freeze-dried.
there's some cool things you can buy on Etsy. I don't know if I want to buy freeze-dried foods or any foods really off of Etsy.
Yeah, they didn't really have any.
Etsy's a weird website too, man. If you're If you're a creator selling things on Etsy, you give them quite a lot of money.
Anywho,
Oh boy.
I need to figure out what I'm gonna fucking munch on after this, dude, because I need to eat some actual food instead of probably devouring this thing of Twizzlers I have down here.
Yeah, man. Candy. Candy is a slippery slope. That shit is so addictive.
I just have a sugar addiction, bro. That's my problem.
Yeah, motherfuckers waging a war on drugs. We need to wage a war on sugar.
Sugar, caffeine.
Fact that like sugar is as addictive as it is, and is as harmful as it is to our overall health is crazy. And it's
Well, it's
in
just
everything.
it's the types of sugars that we're eating is what's bad for us. It's not necessarily sugar being the bad thing. It's just the kinds of sugars that we're eating, you know?
Even over consuming fruit is going to have the same effect.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying though,
You
and
know?
just it's beyond the point of no return at this point.
Like it's wild to me because like I've been on that health journey lately, really trying to like get my health in check, go to the gym more, eat better, all that stuff. And one of the things I've tried to do is pay attention to my sugar intake. And dude, holy crap, everything has sugar. Like things that you don't think about, like breads have sugar. Um, it's crazy. And yes, like processed sugar is worse, absolutely. But when you start getting down to like, I want to just reduce my sugar intake, yeah, man, it's in everything. Your salad dressing that you're gonna use, your everything. It's insane. Even like milk. There's sugar in your milk.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's sugar in the air at this point, Sean. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but no,
Hey,
I get what you're saying, for real.
sugar in the air is flammable. That's why sugar factories would blow up, my man. Fucking sugar dust in the air. You catch and go boom. Good old Mythbusters did a great episode on that where they blew fine sugar powder into the air and ignited it. And like that shit's scary. You could make a pretty sizable fireball out of just some sugar dust.
Think about another dab here, Sean.
I'm right there with you because I'm loading up another Dynavap. Today's one of those days I just like I needed to get that kind of high where I'm not sure if I'm too high for my own good. Like I'm questioning.
Dude, I was like that the other day, and I got to that point, and I was like, yeah, this isn't where I want to be. You know, like it wasn't like uncomfortable or anything. I was just like, yeah, this just isn't what I thought I would, you know, what I was expecting, you know. I
I'm
thought it
just
was going to be
I
more
want the
fun.
come down from it. That's what I
Well,
want.
I think that was the thing I missed out on is I ended up just going to bed before the come down fully hit.
See,
You know
I
what I
need the
mean?
come
So
down so that I can go to bed and like
I
sleep.
was at the peak, and I was just like, yeah, I'm over this. I'm just gonna lay down, you know. And then I
Yep.
just fucking.
Yep. Like I need a good night's sleep. It's
I've been
been
trying to just cut back though in general though, Sean, to be honest with you. Like the past few nights I haven't really been partaking till like 7, 8 o'clock at night. You know, I get home from work, I just chill. I'll like sit down here, watch some videos, or lately I've honestly been kind of coming home and just taking like a little like hour nap, just laying down, dude. I just been like crazy tired lately. Like I pretty much slept the day away again yesterday. I didn't like sleep continuously through the day, but like I spent most of my day just laying in bed, like going in and out of sleep, kind of rolling over, scrolling on my phone for a little bit, and then rolling back over and crashing out for like a half hour or whatever. I don't know if it's because I'm tired or I'm just my mood's just like been whatever lately. Because full disclosure, this year's been pretty fucking rough, dude, for me. Um, and I also got some pretty rough news recently too. I don't even know if I told you yet, Sean, but my dad's dad was recently diagnosed with lung cancer.
Just keeps coming.
Yeah, so it's been like a constant waves, dude, and
Yep.
just trying to like keep it together. Like I'm not like falling apart or nothing, but like I just have these days where I'm just like kind of just like overwhelmed with like feelings to where it's just like I just want to like shut down for like a day and
Yeah,
just like
dude.
not like think or deal. And I know it's not the best thing to do, but like it's just kind of where I've been at lately, man.
Well, it's like
I've been very very not unplugged, but very distant.
unmotivated, maybe.
I just been distant just in general, like even like hanging out with like the crew like in Discord and stuff. Like I'm even though I'm in the room and my camera's on and stuff, I'm not really there, I'm like watching videos, and even the videos I'm watching, I'm not really watching them. I'm just like
Almost it's not the correct term, but it's almost like you're disassociating with everything.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've just kind of like been realizing it a lot lately, and I don't know why I'm doing it. I've been feeling like I just don't want to. I just leave me alone. I want to be left alone, but also my personality is I can't be by myself.
Ooh.
So it's like
I I'll tell you, when I was going through all the shit when my mom was dying in the hospital, um I went through something very similar where it was like I would come into the Discord and I would hang out every day, but I would not interact. And it was one of those where it's like I didn't really want to interact with anybody, but I also just wanted the sound in the background of
yeah,
everybody else being together and interacting. And maybe every now and then I come back to the moment and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna interject something real quick. Um, because sometimes I think we just need that feeling of other people and being involved, even if we're not technically getting involved. And I think that's one of the cool things about having things like Discord communities that people are a part of. You can do that. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just go to a party with all your friends and then just sit against the wall and stare off into space. It's different. But in a situation like a Discord chat where you're all just hanging out, it gives you kind of that opportunity to do something like that for a minute where you can have that feeling of human interaction without that effort of human interaction.
that's a trip, dude.
I mean, we all deal with that shit differently. And, you know, the interesting thing is that it's one of those scenarios where we get continuously reminded of our own mortality whenever it happens, that nothing is permanent, whether it's, you know, the relationships we hold with our friends and family, or it's, our day-to-day grind and the things that we do that we take for granted, like our commute to work and the job that we hold. Nothing is permanent. And when something comes to it's inevitable, and it's another reminder that, yeah, like, nothing's permanent. And we go through these different stages, right? Because the stages of grief, are what they are. And so you go through these periods where you try to bargain with yourself, and then you go through these periods of, you know, uh, trying to ignore it, and you go through these periods of trying to reason with it, and then you get to these stages of acceptance finally. And it's when you hit those stages of acceptance that, you go, okay, what have we learned here? You know? And we
Yeah,
take
I just get
we
into a
take that.
crazy funk, dude. And it takes me a while for it me to get out of it. And this time it's just like it's been continuous for months on end. It's like I haven't had the opportunity to fully get out the funk. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you are experiencing this wave where it's like you don't get a chance to fully finish processing grief for one situation before the next one hits. And so you start the process all over again, but it's compounded now. There's interest on it because you never got a chance to grieve the first loss. And so each one hits you again and it's compounds. It's I had a year like this myself where it was like, when will it stop? Uh, and I mean, the only crazy thing about all of that is that this is something that I once heard, and we can all take to the bank with us. And that's that if you're listening to me say it right now, you survived 100% of your worst days of your life so far. Every time in your entire life you've had a moment where you went, "This is the worst day of my life ever." You made it. You
Oh
survived it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you came out on the other side of it. Um,
And it's not even so much that I'm feeling so much like thing, why is this all happening sort of thing. It's just like, fuck, man. Like, just like you're saying, just like thinking about just mortality in general. Like, you know what I mean? You don't think it as much as when you're younger as you do when you're older, and you start to get faced with it more and more because, as you get older, the people that you love get older as well.
yeah, and
And
you start running out of them.
yeah. And it's just like having that realization is just, it's tough, man. And like, not only is it like I'm going through it, but I know there's people close to me that are going through it, and it's just it's one of those parts of life that never gets easy. You know what I mean?
Well,
Well,
and
it's
this
one
is
of those situations that practice never makes perfect,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Because every
As
single
every time's
situation is
different.
different. Because like
yep.
you could have dealt with loss previously, but then you have multiple losses within a short time frame, and now all of a sudden you have to react and you have to like treat everything different. But not only that, you have different relationships with all sorts of people too, right? So like I even was talking to somebody not that long ago, it's probably like 3 or 4 years ago, and they'd mentioned like 3 or 4 people that like had already passed away that like when I went to high school with, they were in my grade. And I'm like, bro, like I was like 40 years old at the time. And I'm like, there's like 5 people that they just named off. And like that's one person's knowing of all these people, right? There's, 1,000 other people that could have been like in that same age group that I have no idea. There could be more than 5 gone, and
Oh yeah. I
and then,
mean,
yes, it's gonna hit differently than a family member, obviously, but like it's just one of those things when you have that realization, you're like, man, shit, like there's already that many people that are no longer around, and like we only graduated high school just like 20 odd years ago, you know?
yeah. But you're right. It hits different with each relationship. And that's why, like, nobody can tell anyone a right or wrong way to process these things, or any of that. Like, no one could ever write a book about any of this because every circumstance is its own situation that
Well,
you
dude,
have
you could
to.
probably write a separate book for one that individual person went through themselves.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like me losing my best friend versus me losing like my favorite grandparent. Like they're gonna be different things.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that one hurts more, one hurts less, anything. It's just I have to like do different things to like get through it.
Yeah.
So like that would be 2 separate books. But I guess maybe you can just like have conversations within a book about how you might have dealt with something, and it just allows because so many things in our lives like it's just our own interpretation. So it's like to live the dream of like growing up and getting a great job after going to a great university and all those things, like that's not necessarily everyone's dream, right? So like if one person gets rejected to go to university, like that might not hit them the same because they might not have ever really wanted to go in the first place. It's just like all these different things. You have to like learn how to treat it. And everybody treats things so differently because some things will affect people more hard.
It it makes me think that, one of the reasons that people in general have the relationship we have with loss is that every time we're faced with it, we're kind of reminded of our place in time at that moment, right? Like when you lose anybody in your life, it kind of pauses the tape for a second in your world, and you have a moment of taking stock of your own position in life, like, okay, this is where I'm at this time in my life. And I think it's sometimes one of those things where we almost get paralyzed with fear because every time we see one of these circumstances happen to us, that pause happens, and it's like, maybe I'm not where I always believed I wanted to be at this stage in my life. And I think a lot of that has to do with we've set unrealistic expectations as human beings on ourselves for so long that we as people don't know how to be satisfied with who we are and where we are in life. We always want more. And for those people who are completely satisfied in the here and the now, maybe those are the people who have found a secret to life where they know how to truly be happy because they know how to be satisfied in their moment in the life that they're in right now. While the rest of us are terrified of the fact that we won't be finished with something by the time our time comes.
Well, I feel a lot of it has to do with just the society nowadays and just the pressure that people feel from society to be certain things or be doing certain things overtakes, the the primal things that we need to be doing, like, with relationships and, just being happy with, where we're at, and being content isn't always a bad thing, you know what I mean? Even though it can't being content and complacent are two different things.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Um, you could be content with where you're at with still having goals to proceed, and go further. You know what I mean? Um, and I feel like people nowadays are just so focused on what the next thing is that they don't take the time to reflect on where they're at and the things that they do have that, a lot of people don't have. You know what I mean? There's a lot of luxuries that special people, just like here in like the United States, for example, I feel like take for granted. You know what I mean?
It's
And I'm
it's a
speaking
crazy
from
world. It's a
I mean,
crazy life.
I do it myself from time to time, but like as I've gotten older, I've had more time to reflect and try to like think in a different way and think about, being, you know it's okay to be happy with where you are, just, don't be, you know I don't know, I don't really know how to explain it, I guess. It could also be the shed time talking.
I think I think maybe we need a little less of the grass is always greener on the other side and a little more my grass is plenty green here. You know? Gratitude can go a long way for a lot of people.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of where I was trying to say, is just being, just be happy for what you have in the moment. You know what I mean? Being happy for what you have in the moment doesn't mean, that's all you want, or you may need at the moment, but you do at least have it. You know what I'm saying? Where
I
a lot
mean,
of people may not.
we we've all heard of the law of attraction and how that, is supposed to work. But I think the simplification of it really is that you need to live life in a attitude of gratitude and in a state of abundance. And it attracts more to be grateful for and more to feel abundant by. And a state of abundance may not necessarily mean that you have more than enough of everything, but feeling content that you have enough of everything is enough to feel that you have a state of abundance. And that those states of mind can then turn your thinking into a more positive frame where you're attracting more things that make you feel positive. Gratitude is a powerful energy. We just sometimes forget how to use it.
Well, I
And
think it just goes back to kind of like what we're saying. We just get so used to the day to day that we forget that, you know, every day is not the same. You know what I mean? Every day's got a different opportunity for a different situation.
I think sometimes another thing that happens to people, all of us, it's the human condition, I think, is that, you know, we forget that everybody else has just as equally of a complex life as we do.
Exactly.
They're
We're
not
not
just NPCs in a video game.
exactly.
Like,
We're not necessarily the main character of the story. We're just a character in the story of many.
exactly, you know, sometimes I
Ooh,
think,
dude, that line I just said right there was pretty fucking sick. I've got
yeah,
to admit,
that was a deep one. I liked it. I liked it
I
a
want
lot.
that on a fucking t-shirt, bro.
I heard it said that
Woo! I wonder if
often
anybody's ever said that before. Because if not, damn, that was some dope shit.
it was
Sorry.
good, but I think I heard it said that it's best to attribute to ignorance what would often be attributed to malice. And so, you know, when the guy cuts you off in traffic, he's probably not doing it to be a dick. He's probably doing it because he's in his own fucking little world and has no idea that you're there and has no idea that he even cut you off. Because we've all been there where we've been so involved in our own life, in our own head, that we totally overlooked something and had a moment of a blind spot, right?
Oh yeah, dude, I've done it myself.
You know, it, it's one of those things. Like sometimes people are just as busy as we are and they just don't notice. And when you get into that whole weird study of how much is going on in the world that we don't notice in general, man, we could really cut everybody a lot more slack when we start thinking that way.
The best way to move in life is just move in the way of love and understanding. You know what I mean? If you could do that, life's a better place, man.
Dude, it's very true. I I know there is something to be said about that energy, right? Like emotions carry a physical energy, a physical resonance. And
The vibrations, man.
yeah, dude, the vibration, that resonance of love is so deeply important in life. And I think so many of us would really benefit from just spending a little more time thinking with the heart and not with the head, you know? There's
Thing
a
is, we said it time and time again, man. Just like a nice little, hey, how you doing? A please or a thank you, or you know, holding the door open for somebody can, you know, change the vibe in somebody's day.
dude, John Lennon and the boys said it best, man. All you need is love. I think that's another interesting thing that people, I think we confuse love, right? Because love is such a weird construct. There's romantic love, but then there's platonic love, there's fraternal love, there's, you know, like there's the love that we have for each other as homies, as you know, basically adopted family, right?
Yeah,
But that's not the same love that I hold for my wife because that love is a more romantic love. It's a different kind of love. There's the love I have for my coworkers, which is not the same love as I have for you guys because this is a different bond than what I have with them, but I still
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
a love for them. And I think people try to cut that feeling into a black or white, you know, left or right, yay or nay kind of a scenario. And I think it's so much more multifaceted than that. That
Yeah, love is pretty similar to just respect. You know what I mean? If you respect somebody, I feel like at some point you do show some love for that person. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
dude, like I think you hit the
like
nail on the
I
head.
feel like they're really tied together. You know what I mean? Because I don't love too many people that I don't respect, but I love everybody that I respect. If that makes sense.
Yeah, dude. I think you really did just hit the nail on the head with that. That like, I think love has to
I'm
be
on the
tied to
fucking.
respect.
I'm on the
Yes.
fucking
You're on
roll
that
here,
wave today.
fellas, dude.
Yeah, you're on that. You're riding
Yeah,
that nice
we-
wave.
I'm on that right amount of fucking,
We hit that
whatever.
right combo for him today. Yes. But yeah, I think you're right, because as long as we have some degree of mutual respect for one another, we can get love. And I think that's really it. Cause like, I think about breaking bread. I don't break bread with anybody I don't love. And you don't get, I won't break bread with you if I don't respect you. So they, they're totally hand in hand.
Yeah, but they may be at different levels too. You know what I mean? I may respect you quite a bit, but I may not show you the same amount of love as I do somebody else. You know what I mean? That's where it kind of gets a little bit different. I feel that's where the levels are involved.
Well, again, there's also, I think that also comes with levels of respect,
Yeah.
because I mean, I have a certain level of respect for my wife that surpasses the level of respect I have for any of the homies. And I have
Oh,
a
I'm
certain
sure.
level of respect for my homies that surpasses casual acquaintances that,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you know? So, yeah, I mean, we're breaking grounds here, ladies and gentlemen. We're hitting stoner deep thoughts today. I love it.
Dude,
And
what
this
else
goes to
happened?
show
Oh.
you that not all stoners are fucking dumb. No, I'm just kidding.
Some of them, though.
Some at times.
Some of them need to lay off a little bit.
Yeah.
Or at least keep making TikToks so we can laugh at you.
Yeah, that's true. Those are funny to watch.
Which, speaking of stoner TikTok shit, that chick Jessa Lamb, I think her name is, fucking just put out a video. She just learned that you can eat your reclaim.
Oh, I think I saw that. Yeah.
Dude,
Dude, I don't know if I would do that, bro. That's got to be fucking
So,
gnarly.
I've made edibles with reclaim.
Is it
I would
gnarly, dude?
recommend making your edible with reclaim versus just eating straight reclaim like in something that,
Dude, oh, my
ooh,
stomach's
that's
turning
rough.
just thinking about it, bro.
Yeah, that seems really rough. But I know like we made brownies with it,
But here's the
and you
thing.
got fucking jacked.
Really?
Yeah, well, because here's the thing, right? Studies have been done on reclaim. Depending on how you dab and the material you dab with, you could have anywhere between 10% THCs and like 90% THCs in your reclaim.
Dang.
It really depends on the way that you dab. So if you happen to be somebody
Wow.
who's leaving a lot on the table, you
Yeah.
might have a 30, 40, 50% chilling in your reclaim still that's fully activated, ready to go. Now you put that into, a batch of brownies or what have you, and you bake up your brownies. You've got some stony baloney brownies.
Dude, that's just I don't know, man. But here's the thing. This is like through like a reclaim catcher. This is not like after like going through water and the such as, right?
I would recommend that. I mean, I'm not gonna dog people who aren't set up for that and want to harvest it. I don't want to harvest it.
No,
If-
I don't either. But
but
it
if-
just makes me sick thinking about it, bro.
You
It just
know,
it kind of grosses me out. I don't know why, dude, but it does.
I
It's,
feel like if somebody else went in and did all the hard work, like I might not be like, oh, that's how you got it. No, but I don't know if I would go through
I
the
might be a
hassle
little
myself.
skeptical.
I
but-
would say this. There are certain applications I would try it. There are certain I won't. Like if you have a reclaim catcher, yeah, go for it. if you have maybe a dab straw or something, so that you can like heat that sucker and just like collect it. All right, cool. That I can go with. But yeah, like James was just saying, if you are gonna collect it out of your water, don't bother. Don't please. Just use fresh material. A decarb is super easy now. Just get
Just vape it.
yeah. Just put it in. It'll decarb itself as it's cooking. It's only concentrated. It doesn't take long. Not only
Yeah,
that,
and
but
like
if you
most things you
use
bake are like normally at a higher temperature. It's not like you bake a cake at 300 degrees.
not only that, but if you use fresh concentrate, so let's say you buy a gram of shatter, and at a gram of shatter, it's 75% THC. Well, then you have 750 milligrams. This math is easy now.
Yeah.
However many pieces you cut out of your brownie mix in this example, that's how 750 divided by that. Boom. Now you know how many milligrams per piece you have. You want to cut 10 brownies? Have fun. You get some good space cake. You
That's
know?
what's 10 pieces. That's what 75 milligrams per piece.
Yeah, exactly. Like you got a nice dose. I got a kid
What
that
that
works.
banana bread come out to though, Sean?
I could not tell you. I don't have the ability to do that math.
He's like, we just went for it, bro.
Because well, that's the thing, right?
Dude, it is good.
I don't have. I'm not gonna go send my grow
No. Oh yeah. That's
out
right,
to
that's
get
right.
tested, right?
I thought you might have used like something that you had.
No, like that was my actual like weed that I grew. So I wasn't gonna go like set it to get tested and shit.
What are your guesses?
Dude, it had to be like 15%.
Oh, it had to be even more than that.
At least, yeah.
Okay.
It had to be more than that because the way that the pieces hit, the piece I gave Chris, I would probably estimate to be in the like 50 to 70 milligram range because the pieces I was eating hit me pretty damn hard. And so I would have to guess that those had to be hitting in the like 100+ milligram range.
Yeah, dude. Well, it worked. Like, I mean, I partnered it up with like a real quick dab too. So like, it's not like I was just
You're off
rolling
to
on
the
just
races,
that, but
yeah.
like, I was like I
Dude,
said, man, I was like wobbly
the
kneed
best
when
part
I
of
was in the
that,
shower.
bro,
I was
is
just like,
the best
so
part of
fucking
that,
zapped.
bro, is when you're probably peaked out on the dab is when the fucking edible probably started to kick in.
Yep.
So it's just like bing boom. All right.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'm making fudge next. That's my plan.
Yeah. Oh, dude, because there's tons of butter and fudge. Or, dude, if you made like caramel, ooh.
Ooh, yeah. I figure it's because when you were here, I'd bought the second thing of the marshmallow fluff. I'm making the recipe right off the marshmallow fluff. So you just add all the butter and like a bunch of chocolate chips, and you melt it all together and whip it together, and then let it cool, and bang, you got some fire fudge. So I might make some butterscotch fudge. Get some butterscotch chips and make some butterscotch fudge. I think that would be fire.
Dude, you know what you do, bro? You get yourself a little bit of some caramel. Do a little caramel fudge action, bro. You do a little half your chocolate, half your caramel, or do like a little fucking swirl action.
Could be fun.
Oh, hey, just to let you know, at the local grocery store, they have fluff. I've never seen it before in Ontario, but they have it here at the grocery store. So I might get it at some point just so I can try it.
Have you never
hopefully,
had it?
I've never had marshmallow spread.
I'm not a big fan. Not a big fluff guy.
Because like I like toast. I don't really eat like bread sandwiches that often.
It's a weird thing, man. I mean, here in New England, peanut butter and fluff is a big deal. I personally, I'll put it in like a tortilla.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. I
Tortilla,
like
but what else?
just peanut butter and fluff in a tortilla, maybe some cinnamon on top.
Peanut butter fluff tortilla.
But
and then
I
you
like
warm it up?
I'll eat it just room temp, but if if you want to go some crazy shit, if you want to make like a crazy dessert out of it, you bake it in the oven until the tortilla gets like golden brown. Then let it cool back down a little bit, so that way you've got this like gooey marshmallow peanut butter on the inside with a crispy tortilla shell on the outside. That'll slap. That'll
Oh,
slap
dude,
for
that does
sure.
sound like it would slap. That sounds like that would be something if you had a deep fryer.
Oh yeah, with a
You
deep
just
fryer, it
fucking
would be
make
banging.
that
Oh,
up and then you deep fry
Make
that
dessert
bitch.
Here,
taquitos, basically.
This is the thing, though. You take it next level, bro, and you coat that shit like a fucking churro.
Yeah, roll it in a cinnamon sugar.
Ooh.
Deep fry it and then roll it in cinnamon sugar. Oh, bro. Back to the
Dude,
stoner snacks.
deep fryers are like the most evil
You probably
thing.
even throw that in an air
But
fryer and still work.
amazing.
Oh yeah, I bet you.
You think you could put that in an air fryer?
Why not?
Just a mini convection oven.
I guess that's true.
Spray it.
If you can
Spray
make French
the
fries in there, bro, why couldn't you make a fucking
spray the inside with a little bit of oil.
a
Coat
fluff
the
peanut
outside
butter
of your
churro?
snack with some oil and throw it into the air fryer. I bet you
Yeah,
it'll work.
dude.
I know my mom used to make this one and I started making it later in life. She'd take a tortilla, she'd put some melted butter down on the tortilla, little cinnamon sugar over that, and then she'd sprinkle like the half white chocolate, half semi-sweet chocolate chips, little swirl ones. She'd
Okay.
sprinkle that in between, roll them up nice and tight, bake them in the oven till they got crispy, and then once they came out, a little bit more of the like cinnamon sugar on top, let them cool, and then cut them shits. And dude, crazy little dessert snack.
Dude, that sounds fucking amazing.
Crazy. I brought them. I had a friend. Shout out to the homie Eddie. Eddie and I met in one of the weirdest ways ever. But he used to throw this annual 4th of July party. Now Eddie's Costa Rican, so tortillas and Hispanic style cooking were very commonplace in his family. And so I went up to the party one year and I made those desserts as something for the barbecue, and his whole family fell in love. They're like, "This is crazy. We never would have thought of this." I was like, "Yeah, my Italian mother came up with this idea."
And and what's on the inside of the tortilla?
She would just put butter, like melted butter,
Yeah,
sprinkle that with some cinnamon sugar, and then she'd throw some chocolate chips of some
that's
kind
it.
inside, and then roll it all up nice and tight.
Sheesh, dude. I'm gonna fucking try making that.
Your chocolate melts, your butter and all that. It kind of creates this like almost cinnamon roll-esque vibe inside, and
How long do you cook it in the
and
oven
just
for?
until the outside would get like a golden brown. So I don't know, 15, maybe 20 minutes, depending on how high you set the oven. I guess if you do it at 350, it'll take longer than like 400, obviously. But yeah, just until the outside got golden browns. You could put some butter on the outside if you wanted to help that happen quicker. And then of course that would also give that cinnamon sugar on the outside something to stick with it.
Dude, I can get behind that though, for real.
Yeah. And the cool thing is like if you've got a toaster oven, for example, you could make this for yourself in 5 minutes in a toaster oven, probably. Eat that shit warm so you get the gooey chocolate, you're all set.
Probably take about the same time in the air fryer.
Yeah, air fryer would slap too.
Do you think that the air fryer would crisp up that tortilla nice?
Oh fuck yeah.
Oh
You
yeah.
like maybe like put a little bit of butter on the outside of it
Yeah,
after you wrap that shit? Ooh.
Yeah. Oh,
And then
yeah.
you roll it in some more
Ooh.
cinnamon after that too.
I was just watching a thing about how to make homemade apple pies in a air fryer.
Yeah, dude, you can make anything in there, dude.
He was making like McDonald's style with puff pastry.
Dude, can you imagine doing that with like a pumpkin pie?
Oh yeah. You could totally do that. Just take some puff pastry, put the pumpkin pie filling and everything inside,
Bro, that would
top
be
it,
so fire,
stick it in your air
dude.
fryer so it gets golden brown and puffs. Another great one I picked up. Did you know you can make donuts with biscuit dough?
Yep.
For real?
Yeah,
I
bro.
did not know that. What do you add
Simple
extra
Pillsbury
sugar?
Grands biscuit dough.
Yeah.
Take a biscuit, create a donut out of it by poking a hole, stretching it out a little bit, fry that son bitch up, and you'll have
They're pretty much the
a donut.
same consistency.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. And if you don't poke a hole in it, you could
Fill
again
'em.
cook it that way and then do filled donuts. Fill it with your own jellies and shit. And it takes
Okay.
like a minute and a half per side, so you could literally have that fried up in 3-4 minutes tops and be eating
So
a
like
fresh
you just
donut.
need like a skillet or something where you could put like,
Just like
an inch and a half of
Yeah.
like oil.
Yeah, you
Just
just got to do a shallow fry so that you're cooking like the bottom half and then the top half when you flip it.
a little saute pan. or
It's like a
something.
pancake. You're just gonna flip like a pancake.
Get yourself a little fucking skewer, dude. Poke it, flip it.
Yep. Couple chopsticks if you got them, just a little whoop.
Yep.
Which, if you get good at that, you could theoretically make your own bagels that way too. Get a little frozen bread dough, thaw her out, make some little rings, pop them in some
Bagels.
oil, fry up some fucking bagels.
I'm hungry again.
Dude,
it's a-
I'm so hungry
Well,
right
it's
now.
a good thing we're coming to the end of this show because this show's
Dude,
been a
I'm so
lot
hungry
about
right
snack foods. We got deep and talked about snack foods some more. So it's been a great one. We fed our minds intellectually, and now we're gonna go feed our stomachs because we've made ourselves super high and super hungry. So with all of that, time to bring it to a close the way we always do. Uncle Chris, send us on out.
Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you guys all. Of course, I'm gonna just lead you guys towards the good old shedtimepodcast.com. Go check it out. You can obviously check out our Patreon there as well. So feel free to do that. I think that's honestly everything for me. Today's a good day. I've been just smiling a lot today, which is always a great thing. And everybody be safe. Have a good week. And
Live your best life.
live your best life. Thank you, Sean. Everybody out there, just live your best life. Frames, go ahead, bro.
As always, shout outs to the Shedheads for all you guys' continuous support. Make sure you guys are leaving us 5-star reviews on all the podcasting platforms and the such as. Tell your friends. Make sure you let everybody know about the podcast and all that good stuff. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the episode tonight. But of course, if you want to get a double dose, you can check us out on Friday over on my YouTube channel for the Green Room. A little bit more vape oriented content, but it's a live show, so you guys can interact with this, in real time over there. Other than that, you can catch us back here in the shed doing what we always do. So I'm gonna end it as I always do, sending out all those positive vibes. Crisp high fives. Don't forget to tell somebody you love them, and a little bag or dabble do ya, Sean.
Oh, yes. And one more time, go ahead and check out the shedtimepodcast.com. And you can find a link over to the Frames Janklin Vapor channel. That way you can check out that green room every Friday night. There's also, of course, the ability to stream the show there. You can find links to the Patreon, past guests, and so much more. So go check it out. Shed Time Podcast. It's everywhere. Shed Time Podcast. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Just do it. And with all of that, I'm going to bring it to a close like I always do and tell you, don't let the best get you down. Be cool. Don't be a dick. And whatever it is that you do, be sure and have some fun. This is the Shed Time Podcast, and it's time to roll on up and roll on out.
Dynavap, Dynavap, Dynavap. Looking to cut the cord on your dry herb vape? Dynavap. Trying to get the best taste from your herb? Dynavap. Ready to take your sesh to the next level? Then meet Dynavap, the best way to vape your flower or concentrate. Concentrates? That's right, your flower or hash can be vaped using Dynavap. Check out Dynavap.com to learn more. That's Dynavap.com. Lose the ash? Dynavap.
What's going on, Shedheads? It's your boy Frames Janklin. Are you looking to step up your match game or have a raw copper, brass, or stainless mod or RDA that you're absolutely tired of polishing? Then you need to go and hit up my man Ashton of Palmer's Powders. He does some absolutely amazing powder coating work. He offers many different colors and finishes at an absolutely killer price. This man is taking powder coating to a whole new level, and he can make your setup an absolute masterpiece. You can go follow him over on Instagram at Palmer's Powders, and you can go check out pricing on his website, palmerspowders.com. That's palmerspowders.com. And as always, let's just vape on, Shedheads.
I want you to think of your favorite rebuildable right now. Yeah, okay, so you have a layer cake in your hand, and now you're about... Oh, sorry, yeah, that's not everyone's favorite. That's just mine. So think of your favorite rebuildable atomizer. Think about how good of a vape it produces for you. Now, take that and amplify it. And the way that you amplify that is you put in some Breezestone coils. Breezestone coils are handcrafted in Adelaide, Australia. They're made from some of the finest quality wire that you can get. I believe it's Wire Buddha. You take those coils, you take them out of that phenomenal packaging that clearly shows how much care that Adam puts on the quality of his coils and the insurance that you get them in good shape. You put them in that favorite RDA, and guess what? You have coils that now sing better than Celine Dion. Go check out Breezestone coils. You can find them on localvape.com and also steelvalleyvapors.com. Sup, dude?
They're
Yeah,
gonna
dude.
know that I'm a robot with that last glitch, but it's okay.
That's cool.